I know there's still so much more to do, and that for many people it's hard to think about the future when you spend all of your time fighting to get through the week. So I want to be clear, until you can look forward and believe in the promise and the prosperity of Britain again, then this government will fight for you. A fight for change that will define this year, next year, and indeed every waking hour of this government. We have a clear plan for change. 1.5 million new homes, restoring the dream of home ownership. Children starting school ready to learn. A more secure energy system. Waiting lists cut dramatically. Immigration reduced. Neighbourhood police tackling antisocial behaviour in every community. And more cash in your pocket wherever you live.
I believe that there needs to be a public investigation into the UK government. I believe that it needs to be conducted by the public. No government officials allowed to be a part of this investigation whatsoever, and I believe that every single member of Parliament should be investigated, every single one, and I mean with a fine tooth comb. Every single one of them. Let's get rid of the snakes in the grass, let's drain the fucking swamp. And I believe, because we are the public, they work for us. I believe that if we actually do come out, I need some people that are smart like solicitors and stuff. We need to work out the paperwork and the wordage, but I believe that we should launch a full investigation into the UK government, 100%, and hold them 100% accountable for everything that they've done, everything, over all of the years.
A violent machete fight occurred on Oxford Street in central London early on New Year's Day, leaving a man seriously injured. Police responded to the incident at 3:05 a.m, with the injured man taken to a trauma centre. No arrests have been made, and a manhunt is underway. A major crime scene was established, including the closure of Bond Street tube station. Witnesses described the scene as chaotic, with people screaming and running. The Metropolitan Police confirmed their investigation is ongoing. The altercation involved two men fighting with large knives, which led to the serious injury of one of them. Police and paramedics arrived quickly at the scene, and the area was filled with emergency responders. Despite the swift response, no suspects have been apprehended at this time. Authorities have set up a forensic examination of the area to gather evidence. The police are continuing their search for the individuals involved in the attack.
A young man has been stabbed in central London on New Year's Day. The man suffered serious injuries after a fight on Oxford Street. Oxford Street descended into chaos in the early hours of New Year's Day. Police were called just after 3 a.m. following reports of an altercation. One man suffered what paramedics described as catastrophic injuries and was rushed to a trauma centre. Police said no arrests have been made after launching a manhunt. A large crime scene was established as officers conducted a forensic examination of the area. With Bond Street tube station closed, the Met Police have confirmed that no arrests have been made, but they are working to trace the individuals involved. A police spokesperson said, "We were called to Oxford Street at 3:05 a.m. to reports of a fight. One man has been taken to hospital with serious injuries. A crime scene remains in place, and our inquiries are ongoing. The police investigation continues."
Two men aged 21 and 59 were hit by a car in Primrose Hill in London. The car swerved into the crowd. There were no serious injuries. The 40-year-old man has been arrested on suspicion of dangerous driving causing grievous bodily harm and possession of controlled drugs. You can see video released of people running away and screaming. Police were called 13 minutes after midnight.
What do you fear most about 2025?
Overheads.
Is overheads.
Yeah, everything that the government are doing to destroy businesses, I'm worried about. And I've never been worried about that before like I am now.
Really?
You've never known that whatever the government
just
have
the
done.
scale that you're at now, because obviously
because
you harder.
before the government was an irritant that, that's a bit unfair, but we can absorb that. I think a lot of businesses are not going to be able to do this, and they're going to. I think we're going to see a rise in youth unemployment. I think we're going to see the poorest people in society punished the most.
Exactly the opposite of what
people
a Labour government are there to do. Yeah.
People giving up and going, I'm not doing this. I'm going to set up and move abroad, and they'll take all their talent and brain out of our UK economy. It's really worrying. And then people say stupid things like, "Well, let them go." Let them go elsewhere. That'd be stupid. You want as much talent and risk-taking people in your economy as possible.
The way the UK continues to squeeze us here, we're really getting out of hands. I'm sorry. Have you heard about the grocery tax that's come into play on the 1st of January? So basically, in a bid for manufacturers and supermarkets to be greener and cut down on their packaging, because I'm not going to lie, sometimes the packaging is ridiculous for no reason. In a bid for that, the government are charging them for their plastic waste. Good, right? No. Well, yes and no. Good because obviously we're trying to help the environment, But rather than the supermarkets to pay, they are now going to be choosing for the shoppers to pay by increasing prices on stuff that has plastic on it. Apparently, this new tax is going to cost the industry $2 billion a year. But they said it's only going to cost us, the shoppers, £56 extra a year. I don't know how they made that calculation, but we're going to see. Easier said than done, but to avoid this kind of cost, I think supermarkets should just actually stop using plastic and use the paper bag type of material. We've got to start using greengrocers, buy loose veg, maybe start growing our own veg. Maybe this was the encouragement we needed to get an allotment.
Here's one for you regarding the grocery tax and people saying that we shouldn't get annoyed over 15p a day. Let's look at the numbers. So taking that 15p a day and just looking at Tesco's. Tesco's get 4,000 customers roughly per day. At 15p a day each, that's 600 quid per store. That's 600 quid per day times by 365 days a year is 219,000. Tesco's have got 6,500 stores. Times 219,000 over those 6,500 stores, you're over £1.4 billion. Add to that hike in the employer's national insurance contributions, which is another £1 billion, and then the hike in the minimum wage, which is another 300 million. That's 2.7 billion. Now, Tesco's made 2.6 billion profit last year. I know that's a healthy sum. But when you look at 2.6 billion pounds profit, and then you look at the new taxation and levies that's been put on them, that puts them 100 million in the red. So the government must know these numbers. So it's their aim to collapse Tesco's and the likes. Put them at death's door, which is a huge element of a capitalist society, cannot happen. Or their intention is to have it passed down to us. Now, if you look at their 2.6 billion profit compared to the 2.7 billion overheads, extra overheads, that means if Tesco's absorbed it all, their prices would have to double in order for them to make the 2.6 billion profit again. Do you see where I'm coming from? So those numbers that have been open to the public and published, they don't marry up with these new taxation schemes. So now you know the numbers. What do you think? What are they fucking playing at?
The £2 bus fare cap in England will increase to £3 from January 1st, 2025, and remain in place until the end of 2025.
Energy costs are set to soar in 2025. There's going to be two big increases in energy across your electricity and your gas in 2025, and they will both happen before the end of May. The first one is the electricity cost and gas prices at the moment currently have a 9% VAT applied to them. This is going to increase to 13.5%. Then we have the carbon tax increases that are going to happen in May. This overall will mean the average household bills will increase by €290 this year. That's without any other things happening. And by the end of 2025, we will see our energy bills, almost 50% of them will be towards levies and charges, not the actual cost of the energy or the gas.
So, something I've just been reading about over the last few days, I don't know whether anybody's aware of this, but a bit of underhanding, I think, you know what I mean, from the you-know-who, people who are supposedly in charge. Anyway, go and have a look, because this is a bit concerning, I think. The HMRC are now going to tax you if you have savings of over £10,000. So, basically, you go to work, you earn your money, you get taxed on it. You put it in your bank to save up, you're now going to get taxed on it. You try and give it to your family if you pass away or you get old and you don't need it, you get taxed on it. It's just, when's it all going to stop and you know what I mean, start thinking about people. You go out to work all your life, earn your money, you try and put some money in the bank for a rainy day, a holiday. Even young uns these days, that concerns me, that are trying to save up to get a mortgage to buy a house, are now going to get taxed on that money that's in their bank and savings. I mean, oh my God, I mean, honestly, really? I just think it's absolutely disgusting in this day and age that you go out to work, you earn your money, and you can't even spend it on things because you're constantly getting taxed. And don't get me on about being self-employed. You get self-employed these days, you're ruined. And the taxman's banging at your door every 3 seconds. You've got to pay this tax bill, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. It's pathetic, honestly. You're on about like giving more people money in the banks and stuff. Well, no, you're not. You're on about taking more money off people. Honestly, somebody needs to get in and somebody needs to get a grip of this. If it's your money, it's your money. End of story. Why are we all getting taxed every 2 seconds for it?
If you live in the UK, then you need to start preparing for the grocery tax. It's going to be hitting all UK supermarkets January 1st, 2025. Happy New Year, by the way. It genuinely feels like every single day as the days go by, we are taking more and more pages out of America's books. Why?
Don't ask to go on no fucking dates, I'm broke. Don't text me saying come outside, I'm broke. Don't holler me saying let's go eat because I'm broke. And don't fucking ask me for a lift because I'm broke and I can't afford petty. Yeah? This is the fucking vibe I'm gonna be on the whole year now. You get it? I'm broke. Don't fucking text me. None of you.